Well, hey y'all, today we are going to make a salsa, and this is a cooked salsa. And this, a lot of times people have trouble with uncooked onions can have this salsa because it's cooked. Elsie Pearl down here is playing with her toy. So if you hear something, ignore that. Okay, so I have 1 can, and this is probably a 15 something ounce. Let's see what this is. 14.5 of diced tomatoes. Now, fire roasted is my favorite. They didn't have any. So this is going to be just fine. So to this, I have some cilantro. And you know, we preserved it in some water in the refrigerator. So you can scroll back and see that. Now I'm going to put some garlic. The things, my recipe says a big clove. And I had some smaller cloves. So 4 of those go in. And I have about a half of a jalapeno pepper that I had left over from our guacamole. And I've taken all the seeds out, and there it goes. And so then I've got some red onion, about a half of a red onion. You don't have to use a red onion if you don't want to. Use your favorite. If you like a white or a badaya or yellow or whatever you have in your house, I've used a combination of everything if I didn't have just one certain thing. Now we're going to use about a tablespoon of cumin, and this is all to taste. If you don't like cumin, you can adjust it to like none or extra. There we go. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, probably about a half a teaspoon of salt. And let's get some black pepper. So we're going to use about a 1/4 of a teaspoon. She is feeling her oats this morning. My mercies. So there we go. Now I'm just going to puree this until it is smooth. So it's going to be a little noisy, so let's give this a whirl. Let's see if I like the consistency of that. Yes, I think that is it right there. So let me put this in the sink. Okay, now let's scrape this down a little bit, and let's give us a little bite to check our ingredients. So just a little chip, because it's just a little bite. Just mostly for some, see what we got going on here. I think we're good. I think we are good. Okay. I'm going to put this in a saucepan, and I'm going to put it on the stove, and I'm going to bring it to a boil, and I'm going to stir it the whole entire time. It won't take long. And then I'm going to let it cool completely, and then we'll get back together, and I'll show you what we're going to do to it next. Okay, y'all, this was on the stove for about 5 minutes, and I stirred it the entire time to encourage it not to pop, because tomatoes will do that. They'll pop on you. So it is done right now. It's cooled down pretty good. I'm going to add about 2 good tablespoons of some avocado oil. You can use your favorite oil. This will help it kind of have a better mouthfeel, as they say. It's weird, isn't it? But anyway, it'll just make it more velvety. So I'm just going to add about that much. You could use olive oil if you wanted to, or coconut oil if you wanted to do that. So we're just going to get this kind of stirred in here. It looks delicious. So let's just get us a little bite here. Don't want to overload our apple cart. There we go. They're so good. Y'all, that is larrikin. Absolutely is. And I'm just going to store this in a glass jar in the refrigerator, and it will be wonderful. And I'll put a link to my website where you can order both of my cookbooks if you'd like to, and they will come straight to my house, to your house. Appreciate y'all so much. If you have not clicked the subscribe and like button and follow button, please do that. It would make me a very happy little girl. And also on YouTube. It's free to subscribe on YouTube. So there we go. I'll get the ladle and get the last little bit of this out of here. But this is absolutely delicious, and I think you're going to love it. And the fact that it's cooked down, it makes those onions better for someone that has difficulties with raw onions. So I hope y'all have a wonderful Cinco de Mayo, and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all. Go ahead and do something fun.